Hello guys! Welcome back to my channel. My name is Zai and you're watching My Life's Diaries. And for today, ito ang part 2 ng aking UK tourist visa journey. So, yung nakaraan, that's the first visa application na ginawa ko na unfortunately na-decline. And this time naman, this is the second application I have made and fortunately, it has been approved. Pag-uusapan natin yung mga documents na ginawa ko and all the steps at ano yung ginawa kong mas nakatulong sa akin para ma-approve yung visa. So, first off, bago ako mag-second application visa, since yung first application ko na denied and I wanted to see my boyfriend and he also wanted to visit me. So, he visited me the same year when my application got denied in 2022. And then, come on 2023, ako naman yung magbibisit sa kanya kasi he wanted me to see if I would like to stay in the UK, how is the UK like, kung magugustuhan ko ba, kung okay ba sa akin, kung masyado bang malamig, kung anong mga kailangan kong i-adjust in the future, kung sakasakali man na we will end up together. So, without further ado, let's start our journey with my second visa application. So, first off, same application pa rin naman siya. So, ilalagay ko yung sa description yung link ng application sa UK website. And then, lahat ng links ilalagay ko sa description para hindi na kayo mahirapan. Tapos, ilalagay ko din yung mga document, details ng document. Ipapaskill ko din sa video na to. Yung mga list of document na sinubmit ko. Pero during this time kasi, I will not gonna get all the credits with my approval kasi since natakot akong mag-apply mag-isa because of what happened last time, I researched for an agency na makakatulong sa akin. Though, I understand na majority of the time, even though may agency ka, ikaw talaga yung gagawa lahat. So, ang gagawin lang nila is i-guide ka nila, hingin sa yung mga document na kailangan nila, na sa tingin nila is makakatulong para ma-approve ka. And sila din yung magpapasa ng application. So, I found SMB sa page and I saw na maganda naman yung mga review. I also asked my brother if he is familiar with SMB and he said yes, oo naman daw. So, during those time, nakipag-coordinate ako sa kanila. Tinanong ko kung how much yung cost and of course, mas mahal siya kung ikaw compared kung ikaw yung gagawa. So, if you would like to know the price, you can just reach out to them. I can also put their Facebook page sa description. So, you can reach out to them. This is not a sponsored, but of course, if this will help you para mag-gain yung confidence nyo sa application, go for it. Pero kung sa tingin nyo, this video will help you out and you would like to ask some question, feel free to reach out. So, I actually complete an application from SMB. Nag-submit sila ng application sa akin for me to complete. So, of course, kinomplete ko siya. Tapos, may list of document that they would like. So, just so you know, I completed everything first before I submitted it to them. So, gumawa talaga ako ng folder at that time kung ano yung mga kailangan ko i-submit. Majority of it, since based of my experience, and meron na rin akong page na pina-follow, which is, ilalagay ko din yung link ng page nila sa description para if in case you have question, pwede ka din doon mag-post or you can use the search engine with keywords na gusto mong malaman and guys, very helpful siyang yung page na yan. Here are the documents I have submitted. So, una, itong employment evidence. So, sa employment evidence ko, nag-provide ako ng certificate of employment. It should be current. So, if you can get the certificate of employment at least a week before you submitted the document, better. Because mas recent, mas maganda. Kasi meron din sila, I forgot to mention with my previous video, na all financial document must be at least 28 days old bago yung application date mo. Kasi pag more than 28 days, parang parang hindi na siya bago. So, syempre, mas maganda yung if you can make it like a week before and get those documents before the application, much better. So, hindi na ako nagbibilang ng 28 days full, whatever. I don't do that. I make sure that all my documents like at least a week old before the application. So, I got the certificate of employment. I have submitted my company ID and a cover letter. Ito nga pala yung isa sa mga ginawa ko na I think nakatulong with this application kasi lahat ng category, like for example, you have different category kasi when it comes to the uploading of document, it has employment evidence, financial evidence, proof of family, proof of relationship, a sponsorship evidence, and other. All of that category, I created a cover letter explaining why I submitted this document. And the documents I have under this category, katulad nito sa employment evidence, so, ang cover letter na nilagay ko is, I have explanation kung anong laman ng mga document na naka-attach. So, at this time, ang ginawa ko kasi, in-explain ko na yung ilalagay ko na monthly salary sa application will not be the same as what they can see sa payslip. Kasi nga, panggabi ako because I work in a call center. So, makikita nila may difference. Ang nilagay ko kasi doon is yung basic salary ko monthly. Halimbawa, for example, 10,000 yung basic ko. Eh, since may night differential ako at saka may mga holiday pay ko, minsan, mas malaki yung sinusweldo ko or could be pwede mas maliit. Depende kasi may tax pa. So, on my cover letter, in-explain ko doon, 6 months of payslip ha. Talagang nakalagay din first pay, second pay, minsan we have third pay kasi we are being paid every 2 weeks. So, there really a time na may pangatlong sweldo kami in a month. So, it depends. So, nakalagay dun yung first pay, second pay, third pay, tapos yung total monthly net ko. So, naka-explain yan dyan. Tapos, yung in-explain ko din dito sa cover letter nito, sa employment evidence ko, na yung nilagay ko na payment, na total monthly pay net sa application ko is base dun sa last statement or last payslip ko for the month of August. Kasi nag-apply ako September, parang end of August na. August 30th. So, yan. Tapos, nakalagay din dun yung enclosure na naka-attach nga si Certificate of Employment, si August, si Company ID, at saka last 6 months payslips. And then, after that, let's discuss about the financial evidence that I have submitted. So, ito, nag-create din ako ng cover letter, syempre. So, what happened was, with my previous application kasi, I only use my payroll bank account. So, since this is after a year, I've decided I move my funds para hindi ba siya magulo, I move my funds from my BPI account, which I used before, to my Metrobank so that hindi na siya papadalhan ng mga kung anik-anik ng kung sino-sino kasi that's actually my savings. So, I pull all my funds from my bank account sa BPI and then I electronically transfer it going to my Metrobank. So, ang ginagawa ko kasi, since kailangan, di ba, kailangan may flow yung savings. So, from my payroll, nagpapadala ako sa Maya. And then, from Maya, sinasend ko siya sa Metrobank kasi mas mura yung fee. It's only like 15 pesos as compared to before, it's 25 or 50 pesos per transaction. So, that's what I do. So, every pay, ganun yung ginagawa ko. So, kung halimbawa, sa salary ko, may natipid akong 5,000. Yung 5,000 na yun, I need to show that it came from my salary or payroll account kasi dun magmamatch yung payslip mo. So, payroll account, and then, I have also attached the receipt that I received it from Maya or submitted it to Maya, and then, from Maya to Metrobank. So, ganun. Ang sinubmit ko na bank statement ko is from BPI, payroll account, as well as my Metrobank para makita nila yung flow ng pera ko. As well as the screenshot of my receipt or proof of transfer for Maya. So, sa cover letter ko, gumawa talaga ako ng Excel file on that. para ma-explain sa kanila yung lahat ng flow. I even have like na from this BPI savings account, I set it to my this account, and then it went to my Maya wallet, and then went to the Metrobank. So it is well explained. So this is also the reason why maybe it got approved kasi hindi siya confusing. So kumbaga, so sa tingin mo magkakaroon ng questionable sa mga transaction na ginawa mo, might as well just create a cover letter explaining why. So, yung maiisip mo na itatanong nila, sagutin mo na sa cover letter. That's one thing. So, that's what I do. So, nakalagay din dun yung yung enclosure ko. Syempre, yung dalawang bank account, ko, at saka yung Maya. At saka, of course, I have my income tax return, the 2021, and the certificate of bank account sa Metrobank at saka sa BPI. So, again, make sure na everything na papasok at lalabas sa savings mo, kailangan makikita nila na galing siya sa dineclare mong income. So, kung kung employed ka, makikita nila na from your payslip amount, kasi minamatch nila yan, I think. So, yung payslip at that time, yung pagpasok ng pera, yung paglabas ng pera, dapat may trail. So, kung may accidentally may magde-deposit sa bank account mo, you have to explain it. Bakit may deposit na ganito, and explain mo kung anong reason, kung para saan siya. Para siguro hindi ka na ma-question like what happened to my first application. And then, afterwards, I have proof of relationship. So, since nakita na kami ni Jowa at that time, last 2022, nakapag-provide na ako ng picture of us together. So, ang pinrovide ko is yung copy ng ticket niya going in the Philippines and going out of the Philippines. At saka yung, of course, picture together. Saka yung mga namin, bookings. Kasi pumunta kami ng El Nido. So, our ticket going to El Nido, to Palawan. Our bookings, kasi we stayed in 2 hotels. So, 2 bookings na yon sa El Nido at saka sa Puerto Princesa. And also our itinerary while we were in Palawan. And yung, tawag dito, yung mga activities na ginawa namin. So, if we had conversation with the tour guide, yun, in-include din namin siya. And we also have, I also included the last 6 months conversation that we had and our receipt from the hotels where we actually stayed. So, yun yung mga proof of relationship ko. Of course, naglagay din ako ng cover letter, guys. Sa cover letter, in-explain ko na lahat ng ginawa namin, kung kailan siya dumating and all. And also, the enclosure, it has the itemized details of document that is included in that folder. And then, ito yung isa na reason kung bakit ako na-denied before, yung proof of rootedness. Kung sinasabi nila na strong ties sa Philippines, parang pruweba na babalik ka sa Pilipinas. So, dati kasi ang pinasa ko lang is like proof of employment at saka yung condominium contract to sell. So, during this time, mayroon akong kopya ng title ng condo ko. So, in-attach ko siya. I also included my mom and my sister because they were staying with me for the years actually. Technically, they're not staying with me but they were just on the other unit. So, nandun din sila sa condo. So, I included my sister's birth certificate, my mom's birth certificate. I also included Meralco bill. Kasi, yun yung magiging pruweba na ako nagbabayad. So, yung mga bill, last 6 months ng bill ng Meralco as well as my credit card statement kasi nakakonect siya sa credit card ko. Hinighlightan ko lang siya yung past 6 months ng Meralco being paid by my credit card. So, highlighted siya. In-touch ko din siya. So, talaga nag-effort ako dito, guys. And, I also included a notarized copy of my contract to sell, condominium contract to sell. I also include, since we have pets, we have 6 pets at that time, in-include ko talaga yung picture ng pets namin with us. Yung kumisa kasi may picture yung mga pets namin. together with us, and their vaccine card. So, lahat talaga nilagay ko dun. That is updated, and I also explained on the cover letter na while I'm away, the cats will be taken care of by my mom and my sister. And I also included water bill since it is a condominium. Pinapadalhan lang kami ng bill ng admin. So, yung bill ko ng tubig at saka yung receipt nila, in-include ko din yun guys as in yung past 6 months. And I also included my property tax payment, yung current, yung previous year na binayaran ko, at saka yung Pag-ibig housing loan na statement, at saka yung payment. So, yung last 6 months ng Pag-ibig statement ko, at saka since I paid it through Maya, yun lahat ng pruweba. As in talaga naka-itemize siya as proof na ako yung nagbabayad during those time. So, di ba, napaka-effort. And also, explain it on the cover letter na, yun nga, I will be away and my parents will be with us. And since my sister has PWD, I also include her PWD ID. So, in-include ko din yun, guys. So, lahat talaga nilagay ko na. Kasi para, para alam nila may babalikan talaga ako. And then, the next one, ito naman yung sponsorship evidence. So, this is technically from my boyfriend's end. So, we have submitted certificate of bank account and his last 6 months bank statement, his birth certificate, his certificate of employment. Sa UK kasi, hindi sila katulad sa Pilipinas na may certificate of employment. So, parang ito, ginawa lang to as a request. Sinabi ko lang sa kanya kung ano yung dapat na included, and it should be from the HR with a signature and a company logo. So, sinabi ko lang na kailangan naka-attach doon yung tenureship niya, yung pangalan niya, and that yung salary amount niya, or yung per day, per hour niya, ganon. Yung mga ganon lang. Tapos, of course, yung council tax niya, last 3 months payslip, and then last 6 months bank statement, yung P60 niya, yung P60 is like income tax return sa Pilipinas. And then, yung passport niya, yung bio page, at saka yung stamp ng Philippines going in and out. Yung proof of billing niya. Then, we also have the tenancy agreement, of course, kasi nagre-renta siya. And the travel itinerary. So, ang ginawa namin dito, in-itemize namin. Kasi, sa application form, it will ask how much you will spend in the UK as a personal expenses mo, at saka expenses ni sponsor mo. So, since si sponsor ko, majority of it, he will take care of it. So, konti lang nilagay ko. Siguro, sa application ko, ang sinabi ko lang na gagastusin ko while I'm in the UK is like 200 pounds. And then, on his end, it's like around 800 pounds. Ganyan. So, ang ginawa namin sa itinerary, inilist lang talaga namin since I've declared 2 weeks only. Nilist namin yung mga per day na ginagawa. Kahit nasa bahay lang nilagay namin yun. Kung pupunta kami sa ibang lugar, like in the city, magkano yung gagastusin namin estimate. So, kung papasok ba siya dun sa budget na nilagay namin. So, well, the application is only intended para makita ko lang naman yung UK. We're not going anywhere, though we are to go somewhere. But if it's going to cost us so much better not to declare it. Kasi, the visa naman is good for 6 months. That's their minimum. They're not gonna give you like a week or 2 weeks visa. The minimum is always 6 months. So, that's it. And then, enough with the sponsor evidence. And then with other documents that I have attached with my application, I include, of course, the government-issued IDs, my passport with travel stamps and visas. I also include the visa denial letter that I had way back 2021, and I also include a cover letter explaining yung reason ng denial at saka kung bakit hindi na ako dapat ma-deny. Parang sinagot ko yung mga pagkakamali ko dati. And then, may pro-life insurance, may PSA birth certificate, signed vacation leave, and the like. So, lahat ng tong document na to, sinubmit ko kay SMB. And then, I made a payment, and then what happened was, SMB took care of all the application. Since may application questionnaire naman na akong kinomplete from them, sila na yung mag-fill out ng application form on my end. So, ang gagawin ko na lang is to wait for their email with regards to my checklist and my schedule. So, pinapili na rin naman nila ako kung anong date ng scheduled ko. And after which, ang dadalhin din na ako na lang sa VFS office during my biometrics or the appointment na pinrint ko. At saka, yung checklist, kasi titingnan siya sa VFS. Ibibigay naman nila sa'yo yan. And if you're gonna do it on your own, after the application, meron dong link somewhere down na print or view checklist. I-print mo lang yun sa A4 kasi kailangan siya. Check siya sa VFS. And your passport, of course, never forget your passport kasi isasubmit mo siya sa VFS. So, ayun nga, after a while, naghintay ako ng mga isang buwan din ata. Let's see. By the way, the application was completed August 30. Nag-biometrics ako September 2. And then, yung na-approve or nakita ko na may approval ako, actually hindi ko pa nare-receive yung visa that time, nakita ko na sa website na for dispatch na, and I did not receive any email. Usually, if you are denied, bago i-dispatch yung passport mo, makaka-receive ka na ng email saying why you were denied. And of course, once you get your passport, there's no visa. But majority of the time, if it's already for dispatch and you did not receive any declined email, pretty much it's approved. But of course, you can only be sure once you get your passport with the visa. So, na-confirm ko na approve ako noong October 22. So, pretty much the application took 1 month. So, ayun, nakatulong talaga na i-explain mo bawat detalye kasi sometimes, baka tinatamad na silang basahin na isa-isa yung mga document kasi sobrang dami. So, might as well put it in a cover letter of each category. Explain mo lang doon kung ano yung mga nilalaman ng document mo. Kung may mga discrepancy and all, explain mo lang. Promise. Mas madali. Mas madali sa kanila, mas mahirap sa'yo. And again, if you have question and you would like an assistance from me, it's for free. You can just reach out to my page. Just PM me, but I cannot promise if I could response to you right away, but if I have time and I saw it right away, I will. I promise I will. And if you like this video, please subscribe and of course like this video. And if you have questions, feel free. You can also comment. I will try my best to answer all the questions that you have. And I think that's it for today, and I will discuss some other visa in the future. But always stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. Paalam!